Hi and welcome to this video. Many of you are looking to set up your Chef, Puppet repositories, and most of the time you're going to use either a Yum or an APT repository. In this video, we're going to verify the steps that I outline in the blog on how to set up a basic Yum repository to support your rel and derivatives. Please keep in mind that first and foremost, Centrify does provide install.sh, and that will extract everything that you're doing in terms of installation. But if you want to use Yum, in my example, I'm basically discussing a scenario in which you can support either i386 or 64-bit Intel, Linux, Itanium, or PowerPC platforms that are derived of RHEL. And this could be CentOS, Scientific, Oracle Linux, and Fedora. So I basically set up my repository already. So what we're going to try and do here is open the box and show you how simple it is to deploy Centrify after you have a Yum repository. So you need to decompress the TGZ files that are provided by Centrify in the bundle, and notice that all these platforms are being supported. And you're going to end up with something like this. Like in my example, I use a web server as the delivery. So in here, I have all my packages, and notice that you have, i386, System 390, Itanium, and PowerPC. In my test system, I don't have Centrify installed, but I can do even query. Let's do if I do a sudo yum install CentrifyDC. And notice that I am actually purposely putting it in lowercase. This is because I want to be able to test my repository. And notice in here, it's saying, hey, we don't have this package, but we have this other package. So this tells me that my metadata is working correctly. So let's correct this. And we can also, for example, look at dependency information. I have, for example, the LDAP proxy. If I wanted to query and see what are the dependencies, I can easily see it right away. So let's go ahead and do that. And notice that it depends on CentrifyDC. So everything seems to be fine with my repository. So there's basically 3 steps that you need to do to join, once you have this. And this is going to be inside your script. So first and foremost, you're going to have to install the package. So this will be what your solution will be calling. And ideally, you would have everything ready, and DNS is set up correctly, and there's communication with AD. That will make sure that you don't have to add as much logic to your script. So notice that it's installing the package, and underneath is just doing an RPM installation. The other topic that I can start talking about is you don't want to put passwords or hashes or keys inside your scripts. You want to be able to use something a little bit more robust. And with Centrify, we kerberos everything out of the box. So I can have a key tab of an AD user that only has the ability to join machines in a particular OU, and I can reuse it. So I'm going to use the 3 steps. We already have the Yum install. The next one would be to sudo and kinit using that key tab that I already have copied in the system. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. So that's step 2. So I'm already authenticated against AD with a user that has the ability to join a system. So the next command would be to use adjoin, right? So I can use adjoin, and I can just copy it. Because root is already authenticated as that user, the join should be very simple, right? So if I go back now to my Active Directory and I refresh my machines, I'm going to do a refresh. Now look that Linux 1 is part of the system. Not only that, I also made it a member of a computer role at the same time. That means that if I need to know exactly who has access to this box, all my security governance model is going to be in place. So I can do, okay, show me effective user rights, and I can see that Diana can access the system and effectively as a sysadmin. So again, it's very simple to set up a repository. Centrify provides all the native packages, right? And you should be able to have this ready and running right away to support your Chef, Puppet, Blade Logic, or whatever any other framework you're using, OpenStack, Amazon AWS, to get going right away. And we're going to be adding more articles on APT. And then once we have the building blocks, we'll add more on those platforms as well. And I hope you enjoyed this video.